European central banks are reaffirming the rights of bondholders after Swiss authorities approved the UBS takeover of Credit Suisse. The Australian government is hopeful the rescue plan will calm concerns at home and potentially see the end of rate rises brought forward. Although looking at the ASX yesterday, didn't do much to calm investors' nerves, that's for sure. Joining us live now, the Chief Investment Officer at the Motley Fool, Scott Phillips. We're at 4-month lows now, Scott. What's your response to whether or not this is calming global financial tensions or jitters?
Yeah, Pete, good morning. Look, it's only doing as much as it can probably do. I think that the scarier question is what would have happened had the central banks, both in the US and in Europe, done nothing. I think we know the answer to that. We're getting very close to what would have been a repeat of the credit freeze during the GFC, and the fallout for that is not worth thinking about. So there are a very big range of potential outcomes and actions. For now, the market's not completely convinced this is over. That's probably about the right stance to take, I think, because we know there are hundreds of regional banks in the US. There are hundreds of other banks around the world. And so the chance that maybe one more of those have the same sorts of issues, or more importantly, and this is why this is so difficult, you don't need the issues to be real. You just need your funders, your depositors to believe they could be real, and they yank the cash out. And so that's why this is so important. The central banks have to restore confidence far more than the actual cash flows in the short term, because if you do that, you give the banks the chance to trade out of these issues. The real risk is that depositors smell something. If there's smoke, there's fire, and they start to run into and out of those banks, hence the idea of the bank run. That's exactly what causes the problem. So I don't think anyone believes we're out of the woods. Hopefully we are. It may well be. We look back and say that was it. If we can restore, maintain confidence, that's what we're looking for. Time will tell whether it's enough. I've got to say, mate, look, bad policy getting us to this point. Under regulation, the regulators weren't doing a good enough job of managing it. So that's the past. Right now, the regulators are doing a very, very good job, everything they can and should be doing to keep the financial system afloat.
Okay, big tech news this morning, Scott. Amazon's announced it's going to cut another 9,000 jobs.
Yeah, this is remarkable. It really does, for all of we talk about past we talk about present issues. Often it's worth going back to the past and wondering how these sorts of businesses managed to recruit so many people they effectively didn't need or don't need. You wonder what those 9,000 people were doing yesterday they don't need to do today, and how they got there in the first place. So, yes, the issue of the job cuts are a big deal and massive for those people being laid off. But it seems at least the tech over-hiring over the past couple of years was not out of control, really hard to justify. Again, I don't know where you take 9,000 people out of a business like Amazon. This isn't, by the way, majority retail. This round of job cuts is AWS, their cloud storage and processing business, and Twitch, the gaming platform that they bought. So a very different part of the Amazon than we think about when we think about the retail business. But yeah, the cloud business is growing really strongly. Twitch, the gaming platform, is getting just huge viewership. So these are not failing businesses. This is simply a case of we hired too many people. We either don't need them or we thought the business would be able to grow and absorb them. It hasn't. I really do worry about management who manage to hire too many people that you can then lay them off. You wonder what sort of fiscal discipline is being shown. We talk about government fiscal discipline. You wonder about company discipline when they have that degree of over-hiring that they can simply get rid of with a stroke of a pen.
Yeah, no, and Amazon, as we know, it's not alone. We just had those messages from Mark Zuckerberg relating to Facebook last week saying, this is how things are going to be moving forward. Anyway, Scott, good to see you as always. Chat to you soon.